So I've played this game a lot, but not like other people I've seen online. So this is going to be a little bit more of like a basic thing. I'm going to start a new game. I didn't even know that these were even a thing. Right here. Frosty Planet. The Bionic Booster Pack. And I've almost beaten this game, but you know, smaller asteroids. We're just going to do classic. You know, for this, since I'm just starting this back up again, we're just gonna do it normal. I'm just gonna skip. I'm not really, you know, maybe you want to shuffle, you know, maybe you want to shuffle. I'll just do Metal Rich. I think that's fine. Survival chance ideal, that's pretty good. Oh, some of this is new too. Anyways, we're just gonna figure it out. All right, here we go. Sprinkling sand. Cooling the glass. You know, if I could get like 20 views on this, I think that would be a success and a surprise. I'm a video editor, and I just don't have any videos to edit currently. I'm also waiting for some feedback and on a couple things, so I'm just kind of sitting and hanging. Okay, so for this part, a lot of people are obsessed with like, oh, you gotta make sure you re-roll and you get the best whatever. I don't really care about this stuff. In general, I kind of look at this stressed reaction. So when this person is stressed, they're gonna vomit, you know? And if you have everyone is like decreased science, like maybe consider, you know, having someone who could do that, but you're just gonna get more guys anyways later. So it doesn't really like super matter. But if you really cared about it, you should go for like tidying or digging to start. Suit wearing, you could, it sort of matters, but not really. I mean, all my guys have suits. Ugly Crier's not bad. This guy likes science and tidying. That's good. And operating, that's sort of helpful. Okay. Let's see. Requires light to sleep. See, that one's a little bit challenging early on. That's better later. Decrease bathroom use speed. Well, that's not bad. Binge eater though, that's no good. We don't want binge eater. Destructive's okay. Destructive's like you know, they start destroying things if they get stressed. Ideally, you're not stressed, but you know, I try to avoid vomiter because you don't want people fucking vomiting. Oh, I'm so sorry for swearing. You don't want people vomiting for it, you know, in there. Cooking is good. Yeah, so here I am saying, oh, this doesn't matter. Like, who cares? So I'm gonna actually, oh, you can actually, okay, this is what we should do. Okay, so let's get a, okay, here, we'll start on this side. We'll get a digger, because those are the best. Ooh, and they're decorating too. Great. Binge eater is not great, but you know, whatever. Who cares? I like a supplier, especially early on. You want digger, supplier, and a cook. And I think that's just fine. We'll make it work. That's cool. That's a new feature. I didn't see that before. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see if I remember how to play this game. So, let's see. You have your dig errand. All right, so we have our oxygen here. So that's what we're fighting against. So I hit F1, and that brings up our, you know, we're in our oxygen layer. So that's very breathable here. This is oxygen, but has low Gs. See how it's 200, and this is 2000. But see how it's sort of moving around. So this oxalite is emitting oxygen at this rate, and then our guys are inhaling oxygen and exhaling CO2. So they're farting out all the good stuff. So essentially what we need to figure out is our lay of the land. So I hit G to go dig, and now I'm just gonna dig in this sort of this way. I'm just gonna dig up. And you gotta look out for sand here. So when you dig up, you just want to make sure your C is for cancel an assignment. So you see they'll just start doing their thing. I've been playing a lot of Civilization, so my hotkeys are a little backwards here, but that's okay. Next, so what you generally want to do is 1x4. So when you go and you build your tiles, you kind of want to do that. And then I don't care about this oxalite being here, so I'm just going to leave it there. And obviously you'll want some ladders, but you kind of want to look at the temps. So over here it's very hot. So this is F3 for those who are following along. You can also just do these overlays up here. So you see orange is like, okay, that's a little hot. See, 36, that's scorching, is 100. So this is like a little warm. So you want to kind of leave this locked out as you're going. All right, this guy needs some more work to do. So we need to create a vision here. So we're gonna pop that there, and we're just gonna open her up. I'm gonna do the 4x. I think that'll look the best. These guys are looking a little sad. They're trapped. Oh, I see. They are trapped because of this, so you gotta get rid of that. They can only really jump up 2 and over 1, and they were blocked in, so now they gotta go find some oxygen, and they'll be okay. Storage bins are always good to have, though they can be upsetting to them. So you want to, let's see, you want to make sure you get an outhouse, but you don't want it over your water supply. So I'm actually going to bring it on over here, and then we're gonna dip it down to there. And so these are, if F1, all the F functions are your overlays. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then B is copy. But 1 through 0. So you got your outhouse. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna plant 3 outhouses there. We need that, and then we obviously need our pitcher pump. And I'm just gonna cheat this down for now, just to give us the best opportunity for winning here. We'll build that out. Okay, so now everyone's working, everyone's doing their thing. We have our pitcher pump, and then we'll probably have, let's see, how close am I? Oh, I'm pretty close to that heat right there. Okay, so why don't I actually let's get rid of that, because we want to build a little ledge. And if we're going to be dumping, we're just going to be dumping. And then here's our buddy. We love our guy. We'll farm these later for deliciousness. Oh, that's right. I forgot about beds. Put them right next to the light source here. That'll be good. And then when you're like, hey, actually, I don't want you guys to dig. I want you to focus on doing beds. You just, you hit P for priorities, and then you got 1 through 9 priorities. You can specify the actual, do you want to dig as a priority? But I'm just like, you know what? You guys need your beds, and we got to make sure we get our water supply. So that's why we're doing that. Now, up here in this corner, I just kind of ignore all these things, but you can figure it out as you go. But we definitely need some outhouses. So, let's see, let's go build those. And then the thing is I want to build these in a way that makes the most sense for our situation. And am I even gonna make that in time? How much time do I got? Getting close to that final punch here. I'm not gonna worry about that. You can finish building that. I'm gonna go ahead and speed her on up because got our water. We gotta build our outhouses. And then we gotta do our digging. You can also set priorities as you do that. But essentially what we're doing is we're creating a situation here where we can lock in our polluted oxygen, or our polluted water, because we don't want And then you can assign outhouses and stuff, but, you know, just don't worry about it. All right, so it looks like they're having trouble breathing in here. So once we open this up, I think that'll all clear it up. But all the, let's look at all the gases. See all the gases? We have our CO2 getting trapped here. And it looks like they're calling it a night. Which is fine. So, anyways, our gases, like, black is our CO2. So I just hit, this is F4. And then you just hit this gas thing here. And then you just, you know, you say goodnight. You say goodnight to him. And then, you know, unlock blueprints. Who cares? You know, there's sort of some, you know, things you can do here. But, you know, it's just about having fun and building your colony. And oftentimes when you're first starting out, you just don't want to die. You know, you just don't want to die. And you just, you know, as they're sleeping, you can speed through it, or you just go check out, like, where are you going to go next? Like, you know, anywhere red, you just, you know, stay away from that for now. So you don't want to open up heat death, because that's just going to happen. But, I mean, you look at this stuff, and it's like, these guys are good. You know, you'll want to get in there. Okay, let's see. So now we're finishing our outhouse. I don't really need that. And then, let's see. We also need to be able to empty our pee-pee. I forgot what this was exactly. Empty with polluted dirt. Let's see. Medicine. Let's see. Furniture. I thought there was a, cool wash basin. Sort of forgot about that. Alright, so we'll have to figure this out again. Alright, you guys keep on keeping on. Keep doing your thing. So you can see we sort of have like a, you know, here's 4x4, here's 4x4. General practice is doing a 4x4. So, and you just want to do that basically. And then as you're doing this, and you look at your spread here, you want to think about, like, this might be more of a taller kind of a thing. Like it, like the. Our base isn't like very wide here because I don't want to go into these areas or this area yet. So we're just gonna kind of be going up. So when you do that, my rule of thumb is you want a 4 quadrant for your ladders. So some kind of like that. And the reason you want 4 is because there's 2 different kinds of ladders, and we'll adjust this later. There's ladders, and then later on there's poles, fire poles that you can slide down. So you want the ladders and you want the poles. So you just crank it out, and look at this, that lines up perfect, beautiful. So I'm just gonna bring that over to there. And that way we're going to have the startings of our base. In fact, I don't love our outhouses here, so I'm probably going to change that and maybe move them up. In general, like, when I think about this stuff, you sort of want a bedroom. Yeah, how's our breathability? It's not bad still. Now, been a long time since I played this, so I can't quite remember exactly how you advance out of this stuff. Like what, like the next step. So when in doubt, you know, just start building stuff. So this is gonna be the 4x for our inside of our base. So we'll get rid of this, and maybe I should just actually put this like over here. Just get rid of that. Just because, you know, we don't want to get hosed. Okay, outhouse. So maybe we need... So let's pull up our research. Okay, let's see. Build a research station to unlock. Honestly, like, just don't remember what we need. So, you know, when in doubt, you just build. Just build shit. Until you get what you need. Let's see. Bottle emptier. So these are also good to have, but you want to be strategic about where you're putting these, because you don't want to get rid of your water supply. I always go for two. One is for... Okay, so now that they're sleeping, let's go figure out, and then you're not sleeping. What do you need? Too bright. Same. Told you. I mean, I didn't tell you. I was just like, oh, right by the light source. Smart. Okay, so let's start these bedrooms. So for bedrooms, there's sort of this room overlay guide, and you want private bedroom. This is what I always do. So you need a comfy bed with no cots. So I always think about, how do we get to here? So minimum size is 24 tiles. So what I do is I do a 4x6. Okay. So it's a 4x6, and then you go bam, and then you go another 4x6, and then you go, crap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoop, whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so this will be just our basic setup here. You know, we don't need to waste time with actually even building that, you know, because all we're gonna do is we're just gonna place a door. I'm gonna place these little guys here, and then we'll place a door, and that'll be good enough, you know. Someone is entombed. Eek. Who's stuck? This guy's stuck. Okay, so he's stuck because he needs a little spot to go. Oh, and then this is entombed too, so let's dig that out. All right, so in order to build a door, we need some metal ore. So here's some copper ore that we can use. So once he digs that out, it'll be okay. Okay, so for here, when you're early on, you want to make sure you set these right. So this should only be water. So this is our pump. So we only want water coming out of there. So when it gets dumped, you don't want to dump other crap in there unless you're managing it well. All right, what else do we need? We have our wash basin in maybe the worst spot you could possibly, like, not even close. And then here we're just gonna be dumping all that in there. All right. Let's see here. This just says we're missing. Honestly, I just forget. I forget what we have to do. And if I end up dying because this part of the game is so I wouldn't say it's forgetful, but that guy needs some help there. Let's give that priority 1. And then we're gonna get rid of these beds. That's priority 9. Get rid of those suckers. So you also want to monitor, like, okay, down here is CO2 is going to start building up down here. So you can see it up here, but that's going to quickly go away. And we still want some metal ore. All right, here we go. Now things are getting interesting. So now we can choose a blueprint. So we can get a new guy. I don't really care about that at the moment. Iron seems like a little too soon for iron, but bliss burst seeds, I think that's what I'm gonna go for. I don't want to get too many people and then lose it. You know, we need to figure out our oxygen situation first. All right. Let's see. What else can we do? Have all of these things. You know, it's funny. I just don't remember what to do to get. Is it a skill thing? Do we need? Because none of their skills are there. It's not a skill thing. Maybe it's build a couple spaces. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Is it building the rooms? Let's just build a room and see. Okay, so this room is completed. Build a research station to unlock. So, oh, look at that. All right, so now, whenever I plan, I always pause. You know, always pause when you're planning. Recreation, that's not what we want. Laboratory setup. So 32 is the minimum size. So for sleeping, I tend to do sleeping quarters, which these are all arranged, and then next to it, I'll do bathrooms. Some people, they like to do like, oh, you have a little suite, you know. You can be creative, kind of do whatever you want. I just like efficiency, you know. I like everyone being very efficient with their time. Okay, so now we have our research station, and we need to make sure that we are also building some power. And it looks like we need some metal ore for this, so we're going to prioritize getting some of that ore, which it looks like there is some here, so we'll go ahead and do that as number 9. And then when in doubt, you can hit F4 and go find the metal. This will tell you where the metal is. Eventually you'll just be able to see, but you know, you can see here's iron, here's copper, gold up here. Here's a little tricky thing that you can access eventually. You don't want to grow too fast though. You want to keep it simple. Go get your ore. So I don't want to destroy stuff too early on, but I could go over here and there's some water there. And that's still within... See, I've already kind of broken our little temperature. This temperature is going to start leaking over pretty quick here. There's not like a... You know, normally there's like a... Remember, there's like barriers between these areas, but it looks like that's kind of gone. So anyways, yeah. So here... prioritize that. So that's emergency, you know, that's an emergency build. I always do that if I have set priorities and it's like, I actually want you to do this like right now. So this is still a 4x. I tend to actually try to cheat this over so we're not... Oops, and then I left on my emergency priorities. I'm just gonna have them also build out over here to get this stuff. Because that stuff, that's good stuff. And then I'm actually just gonna cancel that. Okay, and then lower priority, just dig that out. So this fence should be 1 back, but I'm just gonna leave it right now because doesn't really matter at the moment. Let's get that out of there, and then let's pull that a little bit further back. Okay, now liquids they still haven't peed their pants, so that's a win, you know. We have enough for our manual generator, so we'll get that. We have enough for a battery, so we get that. And then let's connect our wires. So green is output, white is input, so you need 60 watts to do it. We connect the battery to the same line, so this will charge this, but also will charge the battery. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. We have starting to have some breathability problems, so we're gonna have to get our oxygen going. this is a new thing, sublimation station. But we're just gonna do the classic algae diffuser. We need some more power. We kind of gotta crank it up a little bit. So this guy's charging up the battery. Good job, buddy. And then these, you can set the battery recharge threshold. So we should do it until the battery's charged, and then right here we gotta start researching. Basic farming is good. I always try to get to, as quickly as possible, I try to get to this stuff, sanitation, with water and pumps and managing all that stuff, because that's just the best. And then obviously the electrolyzer for creation, but we definitely need some oxygen, so this needs to be built, and then someone just needs to prioritize doing that. So in order to research, you need like dirt, and I think you need water. Maybe that's later, you need water. Yeah, this is just dirt for some reason. But let's check out our food. Yeah, our breathability is starting to become an issue. Food-wise, we have 17. How much do we consume in a day? Yeah, our oxygen's becoming kind of a problem. Okay. And then eventually you need to start worrying about germs. But so far we have some food poisoning germs, which is to be expected, honestly, especially with how we have this set up. So we need to fix that. So in general, I just sort of let this pump. You're just trying to survive. So to me, this is all temporary, but it's in the makings of something better. So that is where I will start thinking about a build. So you want bathrooms and you want showers. So the bathroom in general, you want sort of a space that's, let's check out this again, washroom, flush toilet, plumbed, and max of 64. So something like that. So I just kind of use these as guides, and I have it here because this is just where this other stuff is. And then you'll see, like, okay, I need better digging skill. And let's bring this priority to, let's bring that to 7, because we do definitely want to prioritize research, and these two things, and then making sure that's Gucci. So this is a sort of lower need. This, yeah, I'm just keep that going. Okay. And then this makes polluted oxygen. Polluted oxygen is really great, especially early on, because you get, this is like our dump area at the moment. We're just trying to get stuff together. And in general, you want to build close together. Put everything you can as sort of as close as possible. Okay, so this, yeah, so we don't have the hard digging skill, so that's okay. Okay, so maybe we'll put our showers here in this area. So this will be the bathroom, and then below will be the showers. Or maybe I should put the showers up here, since we already sort of have this layout. So what I always do with the shower room is you make that into a natural reserve. So you need 4 wild plants, and it can be maximum size. So if you make something like this into your shower room, then you're looking at a lot more like bonuses to counter stress, which matters later on as you do more stressful jobs. All right. So let's check out our research. So we've researched this stuff. So that's getting right there. So we'll start our plumbing. We sort of have this a little bit backwards, but that's okay. We need a chamber for our liquids. I generally put it at the bottom of the base, but there are good reasons to have it in other spots too. But since we sort of have this like spot here, I think this is probably the best spot. You want to work with gravity on these things. And then we just take it down, and then let's see, this is for, you want some organization, so you want to follow the floor generally. I actually spoke a little too soon there. So what I try to do is input water on the inside, output water on the outside. And it doesn't have to be like that, but you know, in general, you kind of want to think about how you're doing it. All right, so now we have our... Ooh, do we have a... sinks? Yeah, sinks are here. Oh, the sinks are in medicine. Okay, so I'll just keep them going, actually. So let's get we're gonna do 4 sinks. Because that's just how we do it here. We love 4 sinks. And this is some more algae that's actually pretty useful. Let's just do that. Now they're all going potty. Good job, guys. And you'll notice with this stuff, like, this battery actually loses stuff, and it also creates heat. So these symbols are new from last I played, but you can tell these are like actively releasing heat. We can make food, we can make mush bars. So once we start getting super low on food, then we'll start making some mush bars, that's just stirring water, you know, and we have plenty of that stuff. So ideally we'd get something a little bit nicer, you know, but for now, you know, that's good enough. And then we're having a small problem here with just breathability. So actually just gonna open that up for him a little bit. So let's do a 3x. So that way some of this is making it up there. You could do a mesh tile, but to me that's just a waste right now. Ideally you do an airflow tile anyways, which is up here. Okay, so now I think we want to maybe get into some farming, I would say. Gases, that's a little bit, I do that later. Oh, decor. Decor, I mean, that's where it gets fun with the decor. All right, let's copy the sink. Can't copy the sink. Can copy the sink. We're just building the sinks. Let's get those sinks. See, plumbing, just keep it simple, you know, keep it simple. And then this is output. I guess we will just take it on over. Bring it all the way up. And do we need more? Yeah, we need more metal ore. Alright, so we got a quest for some metal ore. Actually, I have plenty. We're just prioritizing the wrong thing. So we're going to make these priority 7. And then this should be... Let's break it down to 7. See that? Okay. Priority 7. Just open her up. And then priority 7 is taking this down all the way. And you know, we'll get a little wet down there, but that's okay. Okay. Duplicate skills. We have some skills. Well, the heart gives a nice bonus. So if someone has a heart, they're interested in it. So you get a morale bonus for doing it. So you can see it here in the top left, right here. You gain a morale or you use up your morale. So I'm going to do that because we do need some hard digging right here. Improved carrying is always good, especially since we get a free morale. And then, you know, you gotta make sure everyone has their hat. You know, Ren will be the chef once he gains his thing. And you could learn about this stuff up here, but you know, I just do my thing. Okay. So she's getting her hat. Congratulations on becoming a digger. And you, my friend, you're the cook. You know, gotta give the hats. Gotta give the hats. Go get your hat. All right, Ren's gonna start his cooking. I mean, he's not a great cook. He really has no experience at the moment, but you know, he's looking good. And they're getting that medal. And we wanna make sure we get our poopers. Probably don't need all 4 of these at the moment, but so maybe I'll just build 3. Still need some more metal ore. Metal ore. We got some up here. Got some over here too. Maybe we'll just get this stuff here. Go get that metal. And then this is algae. That's... Oh. Do want to leave that, actually. Just gotta be careful with the buttons. Can he still... Yeah. Alright, so they got rid of this where, like, it blocks. And also, this is a new plant that I haven't seen before. So, and we're having some heat creep right here, so we gotta be mindful of that. Okay, actually, I think we probably could. We don't really need the water at the moment, but we will eventually. These are always good for morale. I think we get this. Yeah, I think we get this person, Nisbet. Because, you know, interested in farming. So now we got another guy, so we need... And, you know, some people are just crank it all out. But for me, you know, you want to just kind of slowly... 4 is good. 4 is good. Now, let's see, we still don't have polluted water. That's a surprise. I think this game has changed a little bit. Alright, so let's get the tile here, and we're just gonna create more of our base. 4 by. So we're gonna do 3, and then we're gonna do that there. Because I don't want to get hosed. And then, let's see, for this, I think we'll prioritize... Actually, we don't really need to prioritize that. Okay, now, did we finish our farming? Yes, we did. We could do some power. It's probably smart to do power. Medicine. Filtration's gonna be... Sludge press, that's new too. Decor. wash basin needs some water, but we're about to have our water situation solved pretty good. I see, they can't get down. I'm gonna destroy this. So they can get down here. Alright, can I build these yet? Are we there? Can't build both of them? No? What do I need? Need a little more? Need some more. So these natural plants, these are great because they're going to naturally grow. And you just enable auto harvest and really in general. So here's our priorities. This is maybe a little early to be doing this, but in general, you want to make sure that like your cook is cooking. And your farmer is farming. So you sort of just, you go, oop, see? Strong priority. And then the person who's digging is digging. And then the person who should, I believe this is tidying. Tidying. Just double check. Check that real quick. Are you a tidier? Supplying. So you sort of want to tidy. Where is it? Oh, it is. Oh, I had that. Okay, supplying and tidying. So in general, you kind of want to make sure, and then at some point you can deprioritize. So it's like, okay, this person's definitely cooking, or this person's definitely doing this. So we love lice loaf. That's the most delicious thing that you can get. And as they sort of get this meal wood, that'll get the meal lice, so they can eat that. And then you need a bed, my friend. My goodness, go get yourself a bed. So we're doing all right. Nothing is going wrong currently. It's always a good sign. We do want to make sure we have power down here. Still following the... trying to keep it as clean as possible. See, these are the outs. There's going to be another one there, another one there, another one there. Just keep it clean. Clean and professional. And then up here will be the showers. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to put the showers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I want to go here. And then, you just kind of slip it in where it'll let you. And that, again, we're doing that for the nature reserve bonus, so room overlay. So a washroom just needs a flush toilet and wash stations. That's what we're building here. You don't need to have the shower there. So what I do is I put the shower in the nature reserve or park, if that's what you can do. But the nature reserve is better. And right now, you just need 4 wild plants. And right now we have a good solid amount of wild plants. And look at the room overlays. This is 106 in size. So that's totally fair to have that be 106. And then our plumbing is just going to be a little messy. We'll fix it later, I promise. But we're just going to do a straight line just like this. And then we're just going to... Actually, we're going to bring this sort of down like that. And then our outputs, this is it's just not going to look good. That's just the way it is. And then that's our output. This is not professional, but it's good enough for our uses. And still no polluted water. Surprised. Very surprised. At least we have another bed. I do realize that by putting this there, I got rid of their bonus. So we're actually gonna hyper prioritize that when they wake up. This needs to be sorted out. Okay, so we have our decor. I think we need like compost. Compost. Oh, we have it. It's in basic farming. Okay, so now they're in a panic because they're going right there. All right. I think that's looking pretty good so far. We'll revisit again in a little bit.